As some of you may have noticed, there was no video last weekend. Haven't been feeling particularly well lately, related to chronic fatigue syndrome. So I have spent some time in the workshop but haven't necessarily filmed anything. You'll notice that the workshop is slightly rearranged, and that's because I did a little bit of moving stuff around so I could get to the Eagle surface grinder, which I used for a job. And most stuff is now temporarily at this end of the workshop. We have the Esprit gearbox, of course the Alfa engine. There is an alloy sump on the floor, an original Alfa sump. The baffle is somewhere else in the workshop, waiting to be modified to give the cross member clearance, like the fairly roughly fabricated steel sump I wasn't happy with. One job I did get done was to make another set of manifold flanges. You may recall these were the first set, and these are going to be the intake runners. These will then be at the other end, and I have made up some mounting plates for the 300ZX throttle bodies. I think that's the way we're going to end up going on this engine, for a compact arrangement and a nice simple throttle linkage. Didn't film doing the manifold flanges because they were basically exactly the same process as I used last time. And the other job that I have been through, that I didn't film just because it required too much concentration whilst doing it to also film and explain it, was to shim the preload on the two new differential bearings and to set the position of the crown wheel against the pinion for the required backlash. And we have mostly got that sorted out. I just need to check that again, and then I can probably reassemble the gearbox. I did find somewhere on the crown wheel and pinion. It's not ideal, but it's what we've got to work with, and I'm generally pretty kind on transmissions, so I'm sure it'll last for many thousands of miles. But ultimately it could really do with a new ring gear and pinion, and probably the rest of the gearbox going through, and there simply isn't the money in the budget for that. I have got an Audi O1X transmission, quite a difficult one to find, from the 2.4 V6, which has a set of ratios that are more suited to the rev range of either the Lotus or the Alfa engine, but it has the robustness of those fitted to the big turbo diesels, so it's quite capable of handling the horsepower. I bought one of those. I didn't pay a lot for it, but it doesn't have the inboard brake setup, and so that would have to be engineered, or an outboard brake setup, which is why I was keeping everything stock from the transmission point of view. Did we do anything else? Oh yeah, I remember. The surface grinder, by the way, was used to alter the width of some of the spacers for setting the bearing preload. But the only other thing I did was to do a test install. Oh, there are no door catches, so the door is held shut with a bungee cord. Yeah, and of course I put a toolbox in the way, or rather put the car in the way of a toolbox. But I have the door check strap in place, and that is working quite nicely. So when there is enough room to open the door opens and is given some resistance against being blown shut, and certainly when it normally can swing into this gap, there is room for it to open and not bang into things and cause more damage. The damage just you can see there is because of the drooping hinges, which is going to be another future job, is to completely take the door off and apart and fix the bushes in the hinge and the passenger side as well. The covers were on the car because of the surface grinder. So I'm going to put this video out late for last weekend, or early for this weekend as it were. I'm attending an event on Saturday, and I've got someone coming to visit on Sunday for some Marini spares, and so I probably won't have time to get any more filming done, but hopefully more progress soon.